All right, guys, I have figured out the problem with my script. So here's the game, and I will show you the demo first. Let's run the game. Okay, camera snaps to the object, the van starts moving, and look, we even have rotation now. It's actually rotating really slowly, but what I can do to fix that specific issue is we can select the bus, and I can change the horizontal speed. Let's make it 20. Let's make the rotate to 10. And it's in run mode, so it's going to lose that as soon as I stop the game. But if I go back into the game, you can see it's actually doing its job. It's actually turning. It's actually moving the way I want it to. You can see the key presses as well. So what I figured out, and I didn't click on the script to show you where it is because it's got my email address on the Visual Studio. I haven't changed it to my YouTube one so I can mask my identity. Oops. So, all right, the script I previously had on Twitter, it did have a value in here. The problem isn't with the value being initialized and then referenced from the script. So if I go to this guy, so there's the value, there's the variable for turn, and then there's the variable being filled in with the axis pulled from Unity's modules. It has preset modules or whatever that you just comment like I want axis vertical, and it's got this whole nice little thing that grabs all the different vertical potentials from the keyboard and the mouse, joystick, all that crap. And then you just basically you tell it you want that, and it throws it in there. So it takes that value and throws it down to here in the script, which would be here. And then of course, to get the vehicle to rotate instead of move left and right, which I've changed it to rotate, which is the next step in the training. It takes the turn speed variable times the input variable and then plus delta, so per second rather than per frame. So what I figured out I was doing wrong was not the horizontal input. The horizontal input on Unity, which I've lost, does change. So if I go into the game and I do, I just unselected the van, there we go, or the bus. So if I do left and right, you can see on the right side it's changing the horizontal input between 1 and 0 and -1. So left is -1, 0 is negative or is +1. It's all referencing right. So the right, if it's turning right, it'll be 0 or 1. It's just the way it's working. You could probably have an input directly from each key to specifically which direction if you wanted to, but there's no point in this demo to do that. So the problem wasn't the input. If you note, the turn speed is set to 10 here because I manually set it. But in the Visual Basic script, originally I hadn't declared this at all. It was 0. Well, if you times your vector plus your turn speed, which would be 0 because I didn't initialize it anything at all, and then horizontal speed, then time, everything times 0 is 0. Yeah, I didn't figure that out. I forgot. So another bug I noticed was when I went up into the game, before I had all this script figured out, I was manually adjusting the turn speed with a slider you can do for experimentation. However, when I was updating the script and I was out of save mode, see, it just reset because it's the way the editor works. I was editing the script, and if I make a change in the script, let's set the float to 2, right? Let's hit Control S, save it. You can see me saving it on the key press mapping. We want to go back to Unity. You'll note that it hasn't updated on the script to the vehicle like it's supposed to. If I go back to it, it still hasn't updated. So I think that was what was happening is I was making edits like crazy trying to get this thing to work. And for some reason, the object wasn't updating for the script being changed. I don't know why. Text message. So if you remove the object, the script from it, or I guess you could reset. Oh, you can reset. Okay, cool. So what I was doing is I was removing the component and then just re-adding it back in, but you can just reset it. So it's kind of, it might be a bug with 2018. I don't know. It's the first time I've experimented with it, but I figured out the problem was turn speed was set to 0. So no matter what the input speed was being injected, it wouldn't change. So there we go. Fixed. Cool. I'm moving on.